In the blood-soaked world of intertwined karma that defines Renegade Immortal, the story of Wang Ping, also known as Renegade, is not one of radiant glory, but rather a quiet, lingering, and haunting tragedy. It is the tragedy of a child born not from pure love, but from a relationship steeped in resentment between two people who once stood on opposing sides, Wang Lin and Lu Mei. Even before he was born, Wang Ping's fate had already been distorted by a misguided intention, a seed of resentment planted by his own mother, ensuring that his life could never follow the ordinary path of other children. Lu Mei, with her deep scheming mind and unresolved grudges, did not see the child in her womb as a life to be protected. Instead, she viewed him as a tool to complete a cycle of karma that she believed Wang Lin must bear. Throughout her pregnancy, she secretly infused the fetus with resentment, an intangible yet deeply rooted force capable of clinging to the soul and directly influencing the child's mind and destiny. This resentment was not merely a negative emotion, but a form of cursed will, like a smoldering flame waiting to erupt. When Wang Ping was born, he did not carry the pure aura of a newborn life, but instead harbored an indescribable gloom within. Thus, the name Renegade gradually emerged, not just as a nickname, but as a symbol of the tears and hatred that would define his entire existence. Faced with this truth, Wang Lin's reaction was not one of simple rage. Having walked through countless life and death situations and witnessed immeasurable loss, he understood that some things could not be resolved through killing or revenge. Upon learning that his son had been infused with resentment from the womb, he was forced to confront not only the pain of a father but also a cruel reality. The child's future had been twisted from the very beginning. Although he had the power to act against Lu Mei, he chose not to, knowing that no action could undo what had already been done. Instead, he silently bore the burden and sought another path to protect his only son. From this point, a decision that seemed simple yet carried immense weight was made. Wang Lin would not allow Wang Ping to cultivate. In the world of Renegade Immortal, cultivation is almost the only path to survival and ascension, something countless people are willing to trade their lives for. Yet for Wang Ping, this path became forbidden. The most immediate reason lies in the resentment within him. Cultivation is not merely the absorption of spiritual energy, but a process that mobilizes the entire body and soul. Once the resentment is stimulated, it can rapidly take control of the mind, driving the cultivator into madness or demonic transformation. For a child like Wang Ping, this would be no different from pushing himself into an irreversible abyss. However, Wang Lin's reasoning does not stop there. Having endured the cultivation world firsthand, he understands its brutal nature better than anyone. It is a realm without absolute right or wrong, without room for weakness, and certainly without mercy for a child burdened with unresolved resentment. If Wang Ping were to step onto the path of cultivation, he would not only face heavenly tribulations and enemies, but also his own inner darkness. The resentment within him would make him vulnerable to manipulation, easily led astray into demonic paths, or marked for elimination by stronger forces. In Wang Lin's eyes, this is not a path of growth, but a path of self-destruction. Beneath this decision lies an even deeper, profoundly human desire, one that someone who has reached the pinnacle like Wang Lin can never truly have, a normal life. He has endured too many life and death struggles, lost too many important people, and come to realize that power does not bring happiness as many believe. Cultivation allowed him to survive, but it also took away nearly everything he once cherished. Thus, for Wang Ping, he does not wish for his son to become a supreme expert or stand above all others. He only wishes for him to live a peaceful life, free from the endless cycle of conflict and bloodshed. It is something Wang Lin himself never had, and the only thing he can try to give his son. There is also another truth, more cruel, yet more sincere. If Wang Ping were to cultivate and one day lose control to the resentment, the only person capable of stopping him would be Wang Lin himself. As a powerful cultivator, he could not allow a being out of control to bring disaster upon the world, yet as a father, he could not bring himself to harm his own child. To avoid such an impossible choice, he is forced to eliminate the possibility from the very beginning. Denying Wang Ping the path of cultivation is not suppression, but protection, protecting him from the world, and from himself. Yet this very choice places Wang Ping in a deeply conflicted state of existence. He is not entirely mortal, as his body harbors forces beyond worldly comprehension. But neither can he step into the cultivation world, where he might have unlocked his potential. This in-between state leaves his life isolated, as though standing between two shores without belonging to either. The name Renegade thus becomes more than a mark of resentment, it is a symbol of an incomplete and fractured destiny. Within the broader narrative, Wang Ping is not a central character, yet he carries profound significance. He is the embodiment of karma, the inevitable result of past choices made by others. He serves as a reminder that power cannot solve everything, and that some consequences, once set in motion, cannot be undone. At the same time, his existence forces Wang Lin, a man known for his cold decisiveness, to confront his own limits, boundaries that even immense power cannot overcome. In the end, the story of Wang Ping and Wang Lin's decision is not about right or wrong, but about choices made in a world where no perfect option exists. Denying cultivation may seem like taking away a path, but in truth, it is an attempt to preserve another, the path of an ordinary, peaceful life, fragile yet real. In a world where everything is measured by strength, choosing to abandon power is perhaps the hardest decision of all. And perhaps, for Wang Lin, what he truly desires has never been a son who dominates the heavens, but simply a son who can live out a complete life without carrying the same burden of resentment that he himself once bore.